Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is R. Lee Ingalls, and I'm the author of a new book, Ingalls on the Prairie. This is the story of my parents, Gene and Fern Ingalls, and their early years. One of the storylines that I've included in the book is about family friends Ernie and Lottie Pickering. We're going to talk about Lottie today. Lottie's maiden name was Trombley, and the Trombley family and our family go way back to the 1900s. This photo that I'm sharing now is actually of my great grandfather, Eli Patno, there with the hat and the mustache. And next to him is his daughter, Lil. And also in the photo is Lil's daughter, Jetta, who's holding the baby. And then finally, Bill Trombley is there on the far right-hand side. Bill is actually Lottie's brother. In 1932, my grandmother, Clara, passed away, leaving my grandfather with a farm to manage and four young children, which he knew right away that he could not do that on his own. So he went to his family friends, Ernie and Lottie, and asked them if they would take the three younger children and help raise them. And of course, they said yes right away. So my mother, who was 2 months old at the time, Uncle Giles and Aunt Gwalda all went to live with Ernie and Lottie. And they did that, lived with them for 10 years. During that 10-year period, Mom and Lottie developed a very close relationship. And Grandpa Patno married Bessie Keeler. And the two of them decided that they would bring all the kids back to live with them. It was very devastating for my mother. You can read about it in my book, and all the details around what happened with that. But they went to live with Grandpa and Grandma Patnode. It didn't change the relationship between Lottie and my mother, though they remained very, very close. I'm now sharing some photos of Lottie in 1943 and 1944. This first one is Ernie and Lottie in 1943. The next one I'm sharing is Lottie with their dog Carlos and the three Patno children, my mother, Uncle Giles, and Aunt Walda. And then the last one is Lottie holding a birthday cake, and that was taken in 1943, which was actually the last year she celebrated a birthday. One morning in 1944, Lottie was running late, and she did not have time to prepare the lunch for Ernie before he left for work. But later that morning, she prepared lunch for both of them and decided she would go up there and have lunch with them, which was not unusual. They did that all the time. When she got to the creamery where Ernie was working, he told her that he was not able to leave his position because he had to monitor the boiler. So they sat there near the boiler and shared lunch. What they didn't know was that the meter that was monitoring the temperature within the boiler was malfunctioning. The boiler ended up getting much hotter than it was supposed to, and it blew up, blowing the door off the boiler, hitting Lottie squarely and killing her instantly. Ernie also suffered injuries, but he recovered from his, but sadly Lottie did not. It was devastating for my mother, and even to this day, in our recent visit, I could sense the sorrow and loss when she looked at the photos and talked about Lottie. She asked me to do a post about her, which I agreed to do, so I did create a blog that you can find on my website. And of course, I'm doing this video as well, which I will share. The one thing that I have always believed is sometimes as you go through life, you touch other people's lives in such a way that it leaves an impression on them that they take with them forever. And this is certainly an illustration of that. Lottie could never have known that almost 80 years after she passed away, the son of the little girl that she loved and cared for would memorialize her in this way. So I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit about Lottie, seeing the photos. I would love to hear from you. I've shared my IDs on both Twitter and Instagram here with you. Thank you again for joining me.